In the heart-wrenching events that unfolded in Gregory Park, St. Catherine, the grip of gang violence continues to tighten its hold on the inner city community of Mexico. The latest horrifying events saw gangsters resorting to despicable measures, setting fire to several dwelling houses. Tragically, one family bore the brunt of this senseless act, leaving 15 of its members homeless, including 10 innocent children. As the flames engulfed their homes, the thugs showed no mercy, subjecting the family members to unspeakable torture. The community stands as a haunting reminder of the brutality that plagues the area, leaving families shattered and lives forever scarred. Cover Story visited the community and captured the horrifying tales.
Our baby father stand up with my daughter and a 1-year-old baby. I like my baby father stand up and I bar them out. And he must say like, him nah move, and they must say move, take out the picnic them and come out. And him say him nah move. And him insist daddy, so one of them must point gun upon him. And him still stand up, one of them did a wrestle. And then now him light the torch and fling it in the house. And him still stand up in the house all when the fire burn. And my daughter start crying and dry him out and say, you go dead, you go dead, you go dead. And so comes him come out. Meantime, my daughter now, when we in the house, she run out outside in a them. And one of them say, hey boy, come here, which is my daughter. She's a girl, but she look like a boy. And she run back and I lock the door, which in my room. And my daughter ball out now and say, mommy, mommy, mommy. My daughter ball out and say, mommy, 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 come out, come out, come out. And we run through the next yard and go back on the ball field. And it was like when me a run, the bag wire didn't want next yard. And me put me on me and me said, Jesus, where my son there, where my son. Because you are one son, me and me said, Jesus, where my son. And look after that time, me see I jump over the fence and come over. And we run, go down, and we go down and me the son-in-law, mother house. And we go on the back gate and start lick down the gate. And that's how come she come out.
So
and then lick off for me the down there when me there at the gate. And I said, Jesus, when my daughter there, when my daughter, which is the one right here. And when we get a stop with the down there, we see the house, them start opening a flame. And somebody like say, your daughter burn out, and me start ball and running, I start run up and down on a ball. I said, my daughter and my grandparents, them dead now. And when me ball of me and for me that come out in the lane, when we get a stop, my daughter did in the lane, my daughter say, them kick down the door and knock the window first and say, police, police, and they open the door, which is fear our baby father did a resist, never want to come out neither. And it's like she said them all them by one point, march them go through the choppy there so. March them go out. And my daughter watch my house burn.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for the constituency, Orlando Terrellon, visited the community on Monday Emancipation Day and offered aid to the struggling families.
I mean, I've been speaking to Councillor Brown. We will try to, as we always do, our best to assist residents, in terms of providing assistance with food and clothing. It's back to school time as well. Some of the children, parents would have started buying the school supplies already. So we will assist with them to get in books from Kingston Bookshop as well. As a part of our education program. So we will continue with the social outreach. I have met with the police officers. They are doing their investigations. And and I want to commend them for their swift response as well. However, again, from a strategical position, until the area gets to a point where it can be properly policed, we need fixed resources for the police officers. They need to be strengthened in this part of Portmore. The Gregory Park space, the Watson Grove space, we need fixed policing in the area with the military as well, because it makes a difference when you have listen, I agree with it. It makes a difference when you have boots on the ground, and when you have that combination of the army and the JCF working together, it works. So I'm looking forward to seeing that in this space on a long-term basis. If you look, it's an informal community, informal settlement, but again, this is why you need proper infrastructure in place. If you listen to my parliamentary presentation last year in November, and the November before that, and the November before that, You know, if you look, I mean, Rudy Mattison has interviewed me on several occasions, and I keep insisting on proper development in this particular part of Gregory Park as a long-term solution to crime. And at some point, we have to do it. We have to get it done.
So MP, are you advocating for a police post to be in the area?
I am most certainly advocating. So when I speak about fixed police resources in the area, it is for a police post in the area. A police force is needed. A police post is needed, you know, so that it can readily patrol the area of Gulf, Mexico, and if they have to swing over by Watson Grove, they can swing over by Watson Grove with urgency. But it is needed. And what you're looking at now is the continued devastation that happens when you have communities that are impossible to police. All right? And I have been making an appeal, and I will continue to make the appeal for proper housing structures to be built both in the communities of Mexico and in the communities of Gulf. It is simply a labyrinth of just dirt tracks and zinc and wooden houses. You know, this is the kind of situation I lived in Grandspen back in the 80s, and this is now 2023. You know, so whilst we have social housing programs, you know, that are doing great things, you know, and taking people out of poverty and bringing them into prosperity, a large scale, I would like to see some of that also in this space. You know, so I have had meetings with NHT and other stakeholders. You know, I mean, the Social Development Commission, they're aware of the situation as well. And I'm really, really hoping, you know, that we can, you know, I mean, muster the sort of finances that are needed and the will, because I'm willing, you know, the residents are willing, you know, so that we can get a proper housing, low income housing development in this space. That's the only way you're going to see sustained peace. Last year there was a fine, of course, you know, you recall, you know, I mean, men were killed and guns were found, you know, across by Aki village in the bushes right there, because again, that is a part of the escape route. So, you know, I mean, thanks to Minister Mackenzie and his team, you know, I mean, we did a wonderful exercise in terms of bushing down the area, because it provides the kind of the constant bush that you see all around you. It provides a safe haven for criminals. You know, however, the bushing is well appreciated, but a long-term solution to crime in the Gregory Park space has to be low-income housing. So again, I will continue my discussions with NHT as a key stakeholder, you know, and other government officials. But I'm really hopeful that this kind of destruction that you see right here, that it will stop. Also, to the young men who are involved in this kind of nonsense, listen, I'm not going to take no school book. The kind of life you are running down, it is going to lead in either one of two directions, either death or imprisonment.
And that was Cover Story. Tune in again next time for another edition of Cover Story. In the meantime, like, subscribe, share, and comment.